and welcome back to the Reapers. Today we're in our C-101 CC and we're looking at VOR and DME navigation. So first let me go to the map. Let me explain. Well, first of all, this video is not a complete video. At the time of making this, we're in very early access of the C-101 CC. We're pretty sure a lot of this stuff just doesn't work. So what we're going to do at this point is show what we've got to work, what we haven't got to work, and then put a feeler out to see if anyone has any solutions for stuff that we haven't got to work, because we might be doing something wrong. You know, we're not real pilots and we might have got something wrong. So we're going to show, first of all, let me show you my understanding of VOR and DME. So VOR is it stands for very high frequency omnidirectional ranging, and it allows us to navigate to, in its most basic form, to a radio station, a radio transmitter. So I'll say there are four forms of this to keep things as logical as I can. The first form is DME is VOR without DME. DME is distance measuring equipment. It allows you to get a distance. Okay. So first of all, the first form would be VOR without DME. That would allow us to navigate to a VOR station. I've got one right here handily. Next is VOR with DME. It would allow us to navigate to this station here again, but it would also give us distance measuring. So as well as azimuth, we would get range or distance. Then there is VOR approach, which would use this DMR station to allow us to give us an approach to the airfield. You know, not just to the airfield, but along a proper radial along the runway. And then, am I going to crash? No, I'm good. And then VOR ILS, which takes us the natural step from there. Uses the VOR to take us all the way down guide us all the way down to the runway. What we have got working at the moment is the first one, VOR without DME. Okay, so quick look at the different type of radio transmitters. This is a VOR station with DME. We know that because it's a hexagon with a box around it. Here is its frequency. Here is its Morse code verifier, FJV. Okay, now let's just go and find a different one. Here is a ADF, something completely different, but it is also a radio transmitter in the kilohertz range and Morse code DO. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. I just want to make you aware that that is a thing. Next, if we go down here to Abu Dhabi, here we have hexagon without the box square. That is VOR without DME. So this will not have ranging equipment, okay, and it's other stuff. So what we're going to do is get to work, is show first of all the thing we can get to work, which is VOR navigation to this radio radio transmitter here without DME, so without ranging. So we're going to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the frequency and the Morse code verifier. The Morse code verifier is FJV. Can you get ahead of that and get that in Morse code style?
Sure.
And this is in megahertz. In the, I don't know what modulation is. It's probably AM, but I actually don't know that, so I'm not going to guess.
Right. So the Morse code is short, short, long, short, short, long, 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 short, 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 long.
Right. Let me do a read back. Short, short, long, short, break. Short, long, 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 break. Short, 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 long, break.
That's correct.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is set our bird up to receive this or tune into the station. We've got our VOR is here, it's this sector here. Make sure we're okay. Altitude is good. Okay, so we're going to tune these knobs with the mouse scroll wheel over here. So I'm going to go to 113.80. The volume is a left click and right click. Next is the master mode. It's the base of this thing here. I can use with left and right click. Off, nav, standby, DME, and the one up there that we don't know. Off is off, standby is standby. Nav we think is azimuth and no ranging. Would you agree with that, Stahl?
Possibly, yes.
Again, we're just feeling this as we go. DME we believe is azimuth with DME ranging, and we don't know what the last one is. I can't even see it on mine, but
It says OVRD, so I would assume it probably means override, but the manual is not really helpful in that regard, so I don't know what it does.
Roger, okay. Right, so I'm going to go to DME because I want to get as much information as I can. Now, one thing you can hear is the beeping in the background, so I just need to figure out which way my volume needs to go to get that louder. I'm going to put my master volume up to max. I want to make sure that my VOR is turned on here with the left click and scroll to make it as loud as possible. And DME the same. DME's got its own separate knob, Charlotte. That's weird. Right mouse button turns it up, and I can hear it now. VOR is turned on, pulls out and turned right. DME is pulled out and turned right. And breathe. Right. Okay. That's all I can see that's relevant there. So you can, first of all, you can hear the beeping. So let's listen to the beeping. Right, we got dot dot dash dot break dot dash 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 break dot 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 dash break. That is FJH. That's confirmed that we are now tuned in to that radio station, to that DME, to that VOR DME. Next, we want to transfer that over to our instruments. Our instruments are the radio compass and the HSI, and now it's all done automatically for me, so as far as I'm aware, yes it is. So the first thing we can say is that there is a green needle, and that's pointing towards that station automatically. We can just double check that. It's about 200, so let's just check it's about right. We are there, the station is there, bang on the money, yeah, so it's got it there, okay? So that is guiding us to it. Next is that the HSI is the pink needle with this option here set to nav, and that is also 200 or thereabouts. It is also guiding us to it. So we've got that. However, what we do not have is our distance here. Our distance is not working, and that's where we get stuck. Would you agree with that, Stahl?
Yes.
Yeah, so at this point, with our DME selected, with a legitimate DME station, we should be getting a distance, and we don't. Now, the options are there's something broken in that DME station, or there's something broken on this plane, or it's not been implemented yet. All of these are completely possible, or there's something broken in or DCS. We have no idea. It's just not completed in this plane yet. We don't know. We need your help. Or we're doing something wrong. Are we doing something wrong here? Why can't we get that DME distance? Please let us know if you are smarter than us, which is very, 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 very possible. So what I can show you is that we still can navigate to the station, though. We can follow our radio compass and get to the station, and we'll do it a bit like an ADF without any ranging, or a VOR without any ranging. The only way to know when we get to the station is when that needle spins around on us, because that's when we're above that station. And the station is going to be right below us at the end of that runway, so let's do that. Oh, another thing we've got to show, flight director information. We can turn nav on here. Where is it? There it is. And that is going to give us a guidance information in terms of, at least with nav, with the localizer here. That's going to turn us to the station. Turn us to the station. However, when you get close, like we are now, it stops working. You can see it's telling us to turn right violently. We don't know why that is. If anyone knows why the flight director ADI localizer stops working when we get within a few miles of the VOR, please let us know, because I haven't figured that out either. But what I can tell you is that at a decent range, it does work. I've tested that out. So that's another thing. And flip. And you can see now... let me just finish off. You can see the needles now span round on us. That means we've just passed right over this, and you can see we've passed over it. And that's how we know we're over it. Also, the ADI localizer did flip there. What are you going to say, Stahl?
I can probably tell you why it doesn't work.
Yep.
Because it's trying to get you on a radial to that thing.
Right, my bad. Right, so that's that. As well as nav, we can also got flight director approach, back course, and VOR approach. I haven't played with these, Stahl has. Do you want to put any feelers out on that, Stahl? Because we can't get them to work either.
Yeah, so far, basically, I can't get them to work at all. If I input ILS frequencies to the VOR thingy, it just won't even let me arm the approach modes. Funny enough, I can actually arm them if I do input just VOR beacon frequency. I'm not sure how to fix it, to be honest, and from what I can see so far, it's just not implemented yet.
It's probably just not implemented, but that's as far as we've got on that. Right, anything else to add to VOR DME? Any help requests or information before we sign off, Stahl? Yeah, we've had a little chat, and we want to go back on what we said earlier. We said VOR controls ILS and approach. We want to take that back. I didn't mean to say that. VOR can control approach. Now we know that because we've got VOR approach here, so that can give us an approach. It can put us on a radial for the runway, or we can use the ILS and ILS approach. Now that is actually nothing to do with we don't think it's anything to do with the VOR or the DME. We think that's a completely separate base system, based on transmitters on the runway. Nothing to do with this chap here. And because if we click on the base here, we can see VOR is this radio station, ILS is this radio station. So we think true ILS is not linked at all to VOR. So that's something separate. We don't think it's working either, ILS. And we think on the flight director, we think that there is... Whoops. We think that there... The manual is shit, by the way, and not complete. So don't tell us to go and read the manual. It doesn't work. But we think that is ILS. With the ILS system, we think back course is probably ILS. and we think VOR approach is an approach mode to get us on the radial, working with the VOR station here. Would you agree with that, Stahl?
Yeah, backcourse is definitely ILS. So it's if you approach an ILS runway from the backcourse from the other side.
Roger. So what we need, I mean, yeah, you guys watching, a lot of you are real pilots. Some of you even fly this goddamn plane. If you can start filling in the blanks for us, please. What we said that's wrong, what we said that's right, and if you think we've missed anything here, one thing to point out is there is a DME hold button here. We don't think that's from what we're seeing, we don't think that's anything to do with the problems that we're having. Okay. Right, I'm going to sign off again, Stahl. Thanks for watching. See you later.